So let's talk about shunning. A lot of people have asked me, what is shunning like and how does it work? Well, basically, shunning is what we call the ban. Shunning is kind of an English translation, an English word that we use for it. If you're shunned, you can't sit at the same table and eat with any other member of the church, but you can sit there and eat with people who aren't members. If you're shunned, a member of the church is not allowed to take something from you, say money. So I can't go to an Amish business and buy something. If I forced the issue, they would likely just give it to me and refuse to take my money. If you're shunned, you're not allowed to eat from the same pot of food as baptized members. If I went back for an Amish meal, I couldn't sit at the same table. Like, I've went back for an Amish church service before, and I sat at a little separate table and I ate by myself, and everybody was looking at me. I was in my Amish clothes, but you know what? It didn't bother me. I thought it was funny. A lot of people thought I was crazy for going back to an Amish church service, but why? What does it matter? It didn't scare me. I was there all day, and it was at my uncle's house, and I actually stayed for the singing, and I watched the young folks sing, and then I went home. It was kind of cool. So for both lunch and supper, I had to sit in the corner and eat by myself, but I didn't care. I had my plates made for me and brought to me. When I was still Amish and I got shunned, I worked for my bishop, and another one of the preachers worked with us. And I asked Owen, I said, hey, can I still come to work if I'm shunned? And he said, yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. But I tried to make sure I wasn't handing anybody anything. And then we had this one guy that I worked with, old Checky Mello, Ben Mellis Checky. And Owen kept me busy off by myself all week, doing little odds and ends where I wasn't really having to work with somebody and, as a team. And I was down there doing something, and Checky looks down and he was like, hand me that level. And I kind of looked at him like, don't you remember I'm being shunned? And he just kind of yelled at me, come on, give it here. He didn't want to get down 3 steps. And so I said, whatever, I handed it to him. And the minute he grabbed a hold of it, you could tell that he thought about it. He just took something from me. And this look crossed over his face, And that next Monday morning, the driver didn't show up. And then we went over to Owen's house later that evening. He said, yeah, it's kind of slow. Work's kind of slow. I'm pretty sure he lied to me. And then that next Sunday, I got taken out of the ban. I got unshunned. And he came up to me right after church and he said, you ready to go back to work next week? I'm like, yeah, whatever. Amish life is what you make it. I didn't hold any grudges for them shunning me because I had gotten very drunk.